Excel Chapter 9, pages 508 through 511. On 508, projecting future income and expenses. Open the Income Workbook, your Excel Chapter 9 folder. File Save As, Income Projection. On the Documentation tab, go to B3, put in your name, go to B4, put in today's date, and then reach up and hit Save. And then all you're going to do is switch to the income statement worksheet. Alright, read about exploring linear and growth trends and interpolating within a series of values. Okay, at the bottom of page 509, step number 1, in cell B6, enter $1,800,000. This is the projected revenue for the first of the next 5 years. In cell F6, enter $3,600,000, which represents a doubling of the company's projected revenue by the end of the 5-year period. Turn to page 510. Step number 3, select the range B6 to F6. Projected sales revenue for each year will appear in this range. Step number 4, on your Home tab, in the Editing group, click the down pointing arrow next to the Fill button and select Series. The Series dialog box opens. Verify that the Rows option is selected and the Linear option is selected, and then click the Trend checkbox. Click OK. The values inserted into the range B6 to F6 show the company's projected revenue based on a linear trend. In this case, the revenue increases $450,000 per year from year 1 through year 5. Next, you'll interpolate the projected revenue using a growth trend. To interpolate the growth trend correctly, you must first remove the year 2 through year 4 values, leaving those cells blank. Project the company's future revenue based on a growth trend. Step number 1, delete the values in the range C6 to E6. Select the range B6 to F6. The projected sales revenue for each year will appear in this range. In the Editing group on the Home tab, click the Fill button and then click Series. In the Type section, click the Growth option button. Click the Trend checkbox to insert a check mark, and then click OK. The year 1 through 5 revenue projections are now based on a growth trend. See figure 9-14 at the top of page 511 and compare what you have on your screen to what you see in that figure and ensure that everything matches. Alright, go ahead and read the rest of the text on page 511. And then we'll go on to project the cost of goods sold and the gross profit, the bottom of page 511. In cell F3, enter 72%. In cell B7, enter the formula B6 times the absolute value of F3. Okay, B6 times the absolute value of F3. This formula multiplies projected sales revenues by 72% to project the cost of goods sold, which is $1,296,000 for year 1. In cell B8, enter the formula equals B6 minus B7. This formula subtracts the cost of goods sold from the sales revenue to project a gross profit of $504,000 for year 1. Copy the range B7 to B8 to the range C7 to F8 to project the cost of goods sold and gross profits for each of the next 5 years. See figure 9-15 at the top of page 512. Compare your screen to that figure and ensure that everything matches, and if it doesn't, we need to figure out why. Stop and correct any errors before we go on. Make sure you hit save and you're ready to move on to the next video.